if you don't invest, then it's kind of weird to say I want wealth, but I don't invest. That doesn't make any sense. That's like saying I want to run in the Olympics, but I only want to sit on my couch and eat Cheetos every day. Those two ideas don't add up. Because you kind of are what you eat, right? So your bank account is what you put into it. Your portfolio is what you put into it. Okay, so all right, what else? Another thing is they pass down a lot of education, not just money. So remember that the more wealth you have, the more responsibility you have for being a steward of that wealth. And wealth is capital. Capital is an asset. It's a powerful asset. It's just powerful. It's like a car. A car is not going to automatically get you to work every day. A car is not automatically going to drive itself down the road. A car is not automatically going to make your life better. If you get a car and you don't know how to drive it, then you'll still be in the same place you were when you had no car. And then also, if you do drive it and you drive it recklessly, you're going to wreck the car. Like right now, for example, I was talking in class this morning about this gambling scandal with the NBA players, which was easily predictable. As soon as they legalized it and started promoting it, I said, "Yeah, you're gonna have some drug addicts out here." I would call it drug addicts. I call it the financial fentanyl crisis. That's what it's going to be, and eventually there'll be a class action lawsuit filed against FanDuel and DraftKings. They're going to eventually a big part of society is going to collapse. Not all of it, but a big chunk of it will. A lot of 25, 30-year-olds are going to ruin their lives over this. And eventually it's going to get to a breaking point and they're going to sue these companies and roll it backward. This has already happened before in America. I'm surprised that they're doing this again. And so that would be an example of reckless driving when you have the NBA where you've got, dozens of 25-year-old multimillionaires with high testosterone who think that they know everything and aren't afraid of anything and are always trying to outcompete each other, then you're definitely going to have some gambling issues out of that. And I don't even get into college sports. College sports is the most hilarious. I think that they just now allowed college athletes to do sports betting, which was very strange, very surprising they would do that. And ultimately, that's going to cause some major, major problems. It's just it's really, really unfortunate. And so one of the reasons that you pass education and culture down to kids when you pass them money, the same way, if I give you this race car that goes 200 miles an hour, I need to make sure you know how to drive, is because if you don't do it, then what'll happen is you'll lose all that wealth. 70% of all wealthy families lose all their wealth in one generation. 90% lose all their wealth in two generations. So you have to have as much energy into protecting the wealth as you have in acquiring the wealth. If you put energy into acquiring the wealth, but you're not going to protect the wealth, then you might as well not even acquire the wealth because you're just acquiring wealth so that somebody else can take it. And so really, I would keep that in mind. Next, family businesses and investment entities are critically important. When families get built wealth, they typically have family LLCs, they have investment clubs, they make sure every family member has some sort of a role in the organization. There's not really, in families that are really wealth builders, I'm not talking about rich families, I'm talking about families that are oriented toward building wealth. Their whole economic culture sort of shifts in a direction of ownership and control, and there's not a lot of talk about needing a job to survive. They've been exposed to different ways to make money, so they're not even really, in a lot of cases, not even talking to their kids about getting a job. Getting a job as the only resort, that's really something that's pushed on working class and poor people because sometimes we haven't been trained on anything else. Also, what tends to happen is that when families are building wealth and they're into a wealth preservation mindset, they don't get caught in things like lifestyle creep, where they will cap their lifestyle even as their wealth grows. So they see money as a way of keeping score, not as a way of flashing and showing off for the neighbors and all this other stuff.